Alright, it's Friday, if you can believe that. Mrshevyshevy came out last night and cleaned up and painted the rockers. I'm not going to tell you how he did that or what paint we used, but I think it's a great job, don't you? We got the Caltrax on. We got a wheel alignment lined up for Monday. Yeah, it's going to cost money. I can't even talk. Let me turn this off and regroup. It's raining out there. I want to be fixing the AC in that Dodge, but I think it's going to quit raining here in a little bit. I got the parts finally. Let's see. So I think what I'm going to do is I think I need to adjust the Caltrax bar a little bit more. I'm going to set this down so that the car is sitting on these blocks, and I'm going to crawl in there and see what I see. And then I'm either going to put the fan on tomorrow or do it today. Depends on if it quits raining. I also have a couple of these. I actually got 3 more of those. I think I'm going to put that on the condenser maybe, but we'll see. We'll see. I think I hear Mrshevyshevy coming. She's been driving that GMC. Oh yeah, coming in hot too. Straight to the house, not even coming out to give me a hug. Oh well. I would like to get an exhaust on this car, but I don't think I got time to do it before. It's got to go down the road, so drag racing, that is, down the road. Now I'm not going to sell it. I still got to put the rear sway bar on too. Anyway, let me try to make something happen here. Well, I raised it up and set it down, crawled under there. It's going to be okay for now. We're going to drive it a little bit, see how it acts, and go from there is what we're going to do. But I think now, unless it stopped raining, I'm going to change that fan. It might have stopped raining. Well, it ain't plumb stopped, so I'm going to set it down on the ground here, I think. Alright, so that was pretty quick. Pull the old fan off. This is the one that was on it, and that's the one I'm going to put on it. But do you think that it would bolt right back in the same locations? Of course not. Let me show you. So it lines up pretty good on one side, but not the other. So the new fan is slightly bigger housing, I guess. So maybe that means I got to pull the aluminum shroud out of it and modify it. But luckily, I think I did it so that it shouldn't be too hard to do. Well, as usual, it's not quite that simple because the shroud is sandwiched in between there, and it won't go down no more on account of the radiator hose. So the only thing to do here is either cut the radiator support. Not gonna do that. What the heck? Or drain the coolant and take the lower radiator hose off, which I really don't want to do, but I guess that's what I got to do, so I'm gonna do it. Well, it's draining pretty good and not getting everywhere, so I'm not gonna speed it up no more than that. I'm gonna let it drain. I'm gonna work on the Dodge while it's draining. That's called multitasking. Some folks say men can't do that. Alright, I pulled all the new parts in, which was that line and a new accumulator. Looks like I gotta snap it into place there and put the vacuum pump on it. So I'm gonna let it draw down a while, and then we'll charge it up. I kind of got on a roll here and forgot to do any video. It's a weeknight, that's why. I got the new nut certs in. I just moved them over to one side a little bit. Now I can put the new fan on. But first, I've got to fit this in there because there ain't room to get them all in there to once, you understand. In the continuing saga of things that don't work around here, look at this crap. I modified my shroud and everything, and it still don't fit. It's too much thicker. Dang it. Let me go back to the drawing board. Well, we did have one success out here. The AC's working. And this noisy rascal. Louder than heck, too. It's a lovely Saturday morning. The birds are chirping. It's probably 55 degrees out there. Oh, we already missed the sunrise. I didn't miss it. Y'all missed it. And I got to go down. I had to order a fan for this thing. Hopefully it works. A 2035 or something CFM fan, which probably means I got to take my shroud back out and modify it again. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I need to put back all my AC stuff and everything else. Alright, here's what I got. I got 3 fans. That's the one that was on it, which didn't really seem to pull that much air. That's the fan that came with the radiator. It's just some no-name Chinese thing. But it's got 10 blades and they're curved. This is a Hayden fan. It's supposed to be right at 2000 CFM. This is one I bought from Summit some time ago for something. I don't remember what, but it wouldn't fit. And it's the same situation on this car. It's too tall. It hits the water pump. Which is a bummer because I feel like this one will move more air than that one. But I don't know what the CFM rating on this is. So we're going to put this one in it, which means I got to modify the shroud again. So, let's see what happens. I got to have this car running today because it's going for a wheel alignment Monday and I ain't going to be here tomorrow, which is Sunday. So, it's got to happen. If this fan don't get it, we might put a pusher on it or something like that. But we'll see. We'll see. Alright, I got the shroud back out and I've marked my new holes and I'm fitting to drill them. Had to take the lower radiator hose off again, which is always fun. Luckily I didn't fill the radiator back up. Oh. And you know, some months I listened to this, I think it's Amazon or something like that, music, and they put shuffle, but they always shuffle it the same way. So you hear the same songs in the exact same order every time. It's kind of annoying. That's not how you shuffle. At least cards. The good news here is I now have this ready. It can take 3 different kind of fans. 2 of which didn't work, but and we're getting ready to see about the 3rd one. These nutserts are the way to go. I should get the installer. I have to use a bolt and a nut and do it that way, but it works. Alright, I got it all back together. Everything's fitting hunky-dory. I just got to put coolant in it. So, I'm going to do that.
With it.
That's right. You deal with it.
Well, I got to get that before I can deal with it.
Men can't multitask.
Yes, you can.
Men have to concentrate.
Get where you put everything in between.
Alright, I got the car put together. Now we need to fix that speaker wire. So we got some boom boom. And then we need to take this thing for a ride. It's all legal now. It's got insurance, tag.
Yep.
Mama's got to drive it for the first time. Hope she doesn't wreck it. It's got a little horsepower.
I wish you'd quit saying that.
Every time I mess with it, just sweep this into it. Don't waste it. I had to turn the radio down because it was playing Lord Have Mercy. Baby's got her blue jeans on. Alright, I got the wire in, tested it. The speakers sound good now in the back. I must have pinched a wire under that seat some kind of way. Anyway, it's time to back it out and let it warm up, make sure the fan does what it's supposed to do. Then we'll have Mama to wash it. And we might take it for a little ride. She needs to drive it, because she got to drive it Monday. Why you got boots on? Why you got boots on? It's like 70 degrees. It's not muddy. There's no manure. You like these quiet mufflers, or would you rather have some louder ones on? Huh?
I like it.
It's at 175 degrees. The fan should come on in a little while here. That fan is much louder than the other one. I think it's moving more air. I can feel it back here, so I think that's a lot better. Is it blowing or pushing though? Well, my dumb self ordered a pusher fan. Ha! What?
You haven't been doing your ordering stuff lately.
I know it.
We can't afford that.
I know it. Hey, don't forget to go to Mrshevyshevy.com where you can buy a hat, t-shirt, or what have you. So the good news is it's keeping the temperature right where it needs to be. I just got to get a different fan. So the question is, what I really wanted was a stall fan, but I didn't have time to get one and put it on. This is going to be okay to drive it to get the wheel alignment. But this isn't right. We're going to have to fix this. The good news is I've got plenty of extra fans for whatever application I might come up with. You always got to look on the bright side. Let's take it for a little ride.
All right.
She's going to drive it for the first time. Wait.
Huh?
I don't think you got it. Wandery, it needs a wheel alignment.
Going after it tomorrow.
You got to have some throttle control with this thing. Well, what'd you think?
Be nice. Needs wheel alignment.
We got a few bugs to work out of it still, but
Did you want me to go in a little bit?
go in. I hear something funny.
Is that good?
Get it all the way in.
I got a chair there. Something rattling.
Yeah, I need to see what that is. Anyway, get it in there. Okay,
good?
stop.
That's in park.
Yeah. Alright, I got a little annoyed, so I quit videoing. It's not good to video and I'm mad. But here's the summary of the day. I had to roll the fender lip a little more so the tire wouldn't rub. I got the rear speakers working properly. Ran a new wire for that. Cost $17 or $19 or something like that. By the way, I bought Bosch wipers, middle of the road wipers for that Dodge. They're 25 bucks each. Highway robbery. Anyway, I got distracted again. ADHD they call that, I think. Anyway, like whaling wire, I embrace it. I worked all day on the fans. I now have it set up so I can mount 3 different kind of fans. The last one that I put in with a high CFM rating, like an idiot, I got a pusher fan, which I'm here to tell you will keep it cool idling, but it will not keep it cool going down the road. The pusher fan's working against the wind coming in, and it winds up not cooling at all. I wonder if you went 100 miles an hour if it'd work. But I'm not trying it. So what I wound up doing is putting the fan that was in it to start with in it. So I worked all day and got the same fan that was in it this morning. Or yesterday. Or whenever it was. And I've ordered the Spall fan that I wanted to start with. But that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So I gotta quit now. I gotta pack up. I'm gonna go to Heavy Acres and try to chill a little bit. So I'm gonna ring the bell. And hope you come back. We do appreciate you. Don't forget to go to Mrshevyshevy.com. I forgot to show you, Mrs. Heavy Chevy was wearing a Mr. Heavy Chevy t-shirt today. It's quite warm today. It's a little sweaty. It's 74 in here.